Hello. Baby, when I tell you the enemy tried, he tried. It was going too good. In the last episode, we definitely put the enemy in his place. So he had to show up in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And especially with what is getting ready to happen, the greatness that is bestowed upon Sister Santanna Lively, he had to come and show up in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So he showed up, but we had to send him on his way because we took a sip on him. So I'm back, your girl, your host and creator of the Authentic Podcast, and we are going to continue our tour for Created for Greatness Babes and Boots edition. We have the Santanna Lively, and she is known for her contagious energy, aggressive character, and forthright personality. She is a proud wife and mother of one 12-year-old daughter, Kennedy. She is the oldest daughter of 7 siblings and has naturally taken the role of mother to everyone around her. Born and raised in the Detroit, Santanna is no stranger to hustling. She was taught survival over everything. She inherited leadership skills and how to be a fierce boss from her grandma Dora. Santanna wears many hats and actually wears them well. She is the owner of a real estate company called Ritzy Realty, where she has branded herself as the Ritzy Realtor. In addition, she and her husband owns Buddy's Landscaping and Dumpster Rentals, Logistics Property Management, Excellent Choice Tax Service, and Finance My Future nonprofit organization. But it doesn't stop here. She is certified to provide a multitude of essential services that include grant writing, youth financial literacy courses, home ownership counseling, tax preparation, entity registration and structure, and personal business credit formation. She is also a real estate investor and currently owns multiple properties in Detroit, along with her most recent addition of an Airbnb in Stone Mountain, Georgia. Santanna also has some amazing highlights to add to her resume that includes acting, as she did the most recent appeared on Stars in 50 Cent's series BMF. She has also acted in a scene of Tyler Perry's show Caught Up. You Don't Know Jack with Al Pacino and Detroit Dreams, produced by Al Nuke. Amongst her many accolades, she is most intrigued by her hobbies that includes song recording and writing. She recorded a collaboration track with Tabias Tate from Love and Hip Hop and has planned to launch 2 books titled No Credit and Sanctuary later this year, to be on the lookout for that. She relates her life to that of a butterfly, symbolizing the transition of her journey. Although she has an extensive list of accomplishments, life wasn't easy for her. Santanna had a difficult time finding her niche, but once discovered, her possibilities became endless. So she literally does every and anything her heart desires. She encourages others to do the same and has expressed her journey and a success guide to others in a chapter of her new book titled Rotten Seeds Still Grow. She explains in the book how one wrong move literally changed her entire life. She is now proud to share her story as it may help others that have endured these same trials master perseverance. Welcome, Santanna. What it do?
What up, dog? You know that's what we say in Detroit. You gotta say what
What
up,
up,
dog.
y'all?
What up, dog?
Yes. So, it's like such a pleasure to have you here. I haven't talked to you in a good little minute, but I know you've been doing what it do. Like it says in your bio, you are the ultimate hustler. I know
Exactly.
in the absence of us talking that you have been hustling.
Yes,
You've
ma'am.
been making that bread and stacking them bags, and so I already know what's been going on with you.
You
And
know it.
yes, and I'm sure I'm gonna see you at Bags and Boots Houston, right?
Yes, you are.
All right,
I
girlfriend.
will be there with my little vendor table and all my good gems. Yes, I'll be there.
Absolutely. So, I always open up the floor for my distinguished guests to, just like a little moment for you to shine, for you to do your thing, for you to release anything that you would like to release into the atmosphere, whatever it is that you would like to say. Let us know what you have going on, coming up. Thank God, just whatever. This is your moment to shine. So you have the floor, my dear.
Okay, so it is Sunday. Definitely, first and foremost, we have to pay our respects to God
Yes.
and thank Him for this wonderful day. Secondly, thank you, Miss Kedra, for having me on your show. I am very honored because when we met at Babes and Boots, we talked about some things. We
Yes.
talked about doing things together
Yes.
and branching off into some endeavors that you and I will collaborate on. And this is the beginning of it.
Come on.
To everyone watching, I would like to talk a lot about perseverance because I had many hurdles. I had many hurdles and many barriers that stood in the way of me becoming the person that I am today. And in this book, in my chapter, you have to read because I never shared this stuff with anybody. So you have to get the book and you have to dig deep. And one reason why I symbolize my life to that of a butterfly is because when we see a butterfly, we see beauty, beauty. We see something so beautiful, just flying, stress free, and everything. Right now, what you see is the butterfly, but no one got a chance to see me as a caterpillar. No one got a chance to see the cocoon. No one, that wasn't public. My
Yeah.
metamorphosis phase was never public. So no one really knows what I really, really went through to get where I am today. So I want to share those moments because I know for a fact there's other people out here that needs to hear my story and that needs to be encouraged and motivated. And it's not just for women. We need to empower our men too. And on all these platforms, women get together and we have all these women, Black empowerment movements, but we forget about our kings. We have to empower our kings too because they are the head. And if the head is out of whack, the body is out of whack. So we have to work on empowering our kings as well. But that's my opening, and you have the floor. Let's get going.
What up, though?
What up, though?
You see, you know what's funny? Because I told my mama, I was like, look, my girl from the D, she was gonna be enough. I said, when I open her up, I'm gonna hit her with that Santanna. What up, though? But the enemy he messed me up a little bit, and I come out with what it do. That's not what I was supposed to say.
That's okay. You cleaned it up and you cleaned it up well. So it's all
Thank you.
good. It's
Thank
all
you.
good.
Yes, but yes, that whole, that part where they don't see, like when it was, down in the dirt, like when it was like getting it out the mud, when it was like, man, I thought I was gonna lose my mind. I didn't know if I was
Yes.
gonna make it. Like all of that right there that they didn't see is that's the part, like for them to be able to, or the viewers or the people that's going to read our stories that are going to be able to pick that up and see that, man, so I wasn't the only one, man, so you mean to tell me she went through that too, man, and give them that hope and that inspiration that today I'm getting up and I'm changing my life. Today I'm going to take her advice. So man, okay, so this is what she did. I'm gonna try this, and so it's important to be able to find the courage within yourself to just open up because you're not the only one, you're not the first, you're not gonna be the last, but at least you had what it took to share it for the purpose and the benefit of changing somebody else's life. So kudos to you.
Thank you. Thank
Butterfly.
you. Thank you. And I
You
love
have the
butterflies.
colors of a butterfly one too, you know.
I
Your little
know.
sleeves look like a butterfly and everything.
I wore this purposely to
Uh-huh.
symbolize my butterfly experience. So,
Yeah.
yes.
It's going. It's giving
Thank
butterfly.
you. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So did you say I did hear you say the title of your book?
Rotten seeds still grow. And
Right.
there's a meaning
Still
behind
grow.
that. Yeah, the meaning behind that is basically taking people back to their past. And just in relation to myself, I reflected so much on my past and the mistakes that I made that it was interfering with my progression. I couldn't move forward because I was stuck into my past. So what I want to do is encourage people to let go and let God. Like let that stuff that's in behind you stay behind you. Rotten seeds still grow. I am the prime definition of a rotten seed, and I have blossomed, I have grown, and there's nothing. My seed did not die, my seed grew. So, what I'm working on right now is tapping into my calling. For so long, I was trying to figure out, like, God, what is my calling? And I was dealing with people and I was working, doing what I thought was necessary, but I wasn't working towards my purpose because I didn't know what my purpose was. I was having situations where I felt like the victim in many times, and there was a lot of pain, there was struggle, there were things that I endured getting to where I am today, but it was all a part of my calling. I was supposed to go through that stuff,
Mhm.
and I have let go of my past. To be honest, writing this chapter took me back to those moments that I had literally suppressed, to the point where I reread the chapter and was like, I went through that. I forgot. Like I let it go. And I want to encourage everybody that is watching today, let go of your past. We've all made mistakes, but
Yeah.
don't let your past dictate your future. And one thing that I will say was a life changing moment for me too was the pandemic. Although I had already been in business when COVID hit and everything, I had never been so emotional in my life. I seen so many people die.
Mhm.
So now I have this thing where tomorrow is never promised. I'm doing everything that I want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, every single thing. And don't get so caught up on procrastination because the more you procrastinate, the less time you get to spend doing the things that you enjoy.
Yeah.
Don't put off for tomorrow what you can do today. Just do it. And it's okay to fail. People think that we were always raised that failure meant you did something wrong. But sometimes failure means you did something right.
Mhm.
You take that experience and now you know what to do differently moving forward.
Yes.
So I just want
Absolutely.
to empower people in the most humblest way possible. But I am in love with myself now. I love the person that I've become. Girl, I love Santanna Life.
Okay. Just
I
can't
love
let
her.
go.
Yes, and I mean that in the most humblest way possible. And I want people to start accepting themselves for them.
Yeah.
Love yourself, your flaws and all. Love yourself.
Yes, yes. And to just realize that a mistake is a mistake, and that's the part of the past that people are having a hard time letting go of is the mistakes. A mistake is a mistake, and even going forward in your future, even today, as beautiful as you see us flourishing into our purpose, we're still going to make mistakes. But are we going to stop with mistakes? No, because those mistakes still don't define us. Those things they're here to happen. The thing is to learn from your mistake. It's to now say, once the mistake has happened, okay, I'm not doing that anymore. I am now going to be more conscious in this situation, in this type of setting, and I'm going to make a different decision next time. I'm not going back to that place again. I'm not going to be around those type of people anymore. Whatever the situation is, you learn from the mistake, but the mistake is not to stop you from progressing. The mistake is not to
Absolutely.
stop you from believing in yourself. The mistake doesn't make you a mistake. You're not a mistake.
Absolutely.
So that's like the number one thing that I had a problem with, with becoming. It's like I was believing that because I did so much wrong that I couldn't be. effective to people. I couldn't be in a
Yeah.
positive influence. I couldn't, and that's not true, baby.
Absolutely not.
It's not
Look at
true.
where you are right now.
That's it.
You're walking in your purpose. So that's what
Yes.
we need to encourage other people to do. And then we have to remember that mental illness is something we don't talk a lot about. There's people that are struggling, they're suffering from depression, they're suffering from emotions and anxiety and childhood scars and things that they are afraid to share with people because we're so judgmental. We live in this judgmental, opinionated society where people that are having issues are so private about their issues. They don't want to share those things with us because they're afraid that we're going to look down on them or we're going to run and tell the business, when really God placed us in these positions that you and I are in so that we can help those people that are suffering and that are struggling. Because at one point in time, we were suffering and we were struggling as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we have to really, really be a little delicate to the situation that there's a lot of mental illnesses going on. And it's a lot. I mean, social media alone makes it hard for the average person to be confident in the position that they're in because
Yeah.
all you see on social media is the glam
Yes.
and the big fancy, the cars and the clothes and the
Yes.
jewelry and the chains and the rollies, but
Mhm.
it's more to life than just that.
Yes.
So people think that if they don't have the things that these people on social media have, that they're not relevant or they're not successful, when that doesn't define success.
Hmm. Absolutely. Yep. I totally agree with you. Um, and it's very important that we, when we see a person struggling, especially when you know that you've been, like through the mental part yourself, when
Yeah,
you've had, the depression, when you've had the lack of self-love and lack of self-confidence, when you've been that person and you've been in those shoes, you definitely need to be attentive to when you see it in the next person. And I know for myself, sometimes you don't really know how to approach, those people, but I start praying in the moment. I start praying in the moment and I be like, God, just show me what to do. And sometimes he just say, go give her a hug. Just go give her a hug. Just go give her a hug. Just go, pull her off to the side and just don't even talk to her about what you see on
mhm.
her. Just have with her, like, hey girl, what you doing? Because nobody's talking to her. She's just by herself. And it's not always her. Sometimes it's him. It's just whatever I see on somebody that I've been able to recognize from myself in my growth, from my struggles. And when the spirit hit me like that, I'll just act upon it and ask God to tell me how to move, because you definitely have to be careful how you approach, a person that you see is depressed,
Absolutely.
that you see is struggling in some type of way. You don't want to be too aggressive. You don't want to start asking questions. You just want to be more of a loving spirit, somebody that's just trying to make them feel adequate, like, hey, I'm one of you. I might, you may not be able to look at me and see that I'm one of you right now because you're broken and you feel so disconnected with, the rest of the world, but you are me. I am you. We're all God's children. So
Absolutely.
it's
That's
important.
why one reason I titled my chapter Rotten Seeds Still Grow,
Mhm.
because I have come in and I've encountered a lot of rotten people, and I don't call them rotten in a bad way.
I
I
get it.
call them rotten because they're going through their metamorphosis phase, and that's where they are within the phase. They're rotten. So when I encounter them, before I realized what my calling was, I thought that those people were using me, they were hurting me, they were doing all the wrong things, until I realized what it is God placed me on earth to do. He allowed me to take all the rotten seeds. That's why I root for all the underdogs. I get the underdogs. They're my friends. The
Yeah,
people who no one else wants to
me
talk to.
too. They gonna be
Those are the
on
people
the
that I
podcast.
love because that's what my calling is, to uplift and upbuild, to build these people. When I realized what my calling was, my calling is to take rotten seeds, water them, marinate them, watch them grow, and let them go. I was so caught up on being in people's lives forever. And I'm like, why they leaving and why they going? Because my job is
Your
done.
job is done.
My job is done. Water them, nourish them, watch them grow, and let them go.
Yes,
Like, you can't be you can't practice longevity in everybody's lives
that's
because
right.
that's just not what the purpose is.
That's right.
Sometimes you're there for a season.
Hmm.
It ain't always about the reason. Sometimes things are seasonal. Do what you were called to do.
That's it.
And then you should feel great about watching them walk away and succeed and grow. They'll
That's it.
always remember you.
That's it.
They'll always remember you.
That's it. They will always remember you. And
Yeah,
you never know when they're gonna show up again.
absolutely.
You never know when they're gonna be thinking about you and pick up the phone and say, "Hey, I just want to call you today, and I just wanted to say, but we definitely have to let them go. Like that sense of attachment, like we feel like we have to continue to oversee them like they're our children almost."
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why in my chapter 2, I mentioned a lot about me being like the mom. I'm like the mom of my peers, my friends. I mean, it's to the point where sometimes my friends have to put me in my place and they have to tell me, you ain't my mama. Because I'm constantly lecturing people and I'm constantly being the person that's keeping everybody on their toes. Because I remember when I wasn't on my toes,
Yeah,
nobody put me on my toes. I didn't have that Santanna in my life. So I want to be this person to everybody around me
yeah,
because this is what God called for me to do. So I
yeah,
am going to continue to walk within my purpose. And in addition to that, I'm like that on myself. I have to
yeah,
get on myself at times to make sure that I'm on point as well
yeah,
because I ain't no good for nobody else if I ain't together.
yeah.
So, yes.
What up, though?
What up, dog?
I love it. Okay. So your first question.
Okay.
Okay, and you kind of well, no, not this question. It's the second question. You kind of started talking about it already, but I'm still asking you, okay?
Asked it.
All right. So the first question is what inspired you to write your story?
Well, to be able to help other people. So my story is about a moment of darkness, a moment of darkness that kind of became a life changing experience for me. And I'm not going to get too deep because I want you to buy the book.
There you
Okay.
go. These are
But
snippets.
at the end of the day, everything isn't what it appears to be, and what you see, as I forestated, is my butterfly phase. I need you guys to know that it wasn't always like this. I've struggled. I've had a negative bank account before. I've been through everything that everyone else is either going through right now or have been through in their lives. So reading my story, I'm hoping that I can encourage and motivate somebody to make some changes. And then in most cases, sometimes it's just your peer group. You have to change your environment. And we're afraid. A lot of times we're afraid of letting go. We're afraid of letting go those friends, those toxic relationships, those environments, those neighborhoods. We don't want to move to different states because our family, like we're holding on to things that keep us stagnant. And in my chapter, I talk about stagnancy. Like we can't be stagnant like that because even like I said about the pandemic, tomorrow isn't promised. So what are you being stagnant for? Why are you procrastinating? Why are you putting off things that you really know you want to do? Do you want to die and have never lived? No, I'm sure you don't. So get up and do what you got to do. Like if I was your friend, I would be on you. Like for everybody listening, if I had your phone number and I knew you was, I'm trying not to cuss on your show. I
I love
really want to say, you know what I want to say?
it. I do. I do.
Yes, I would be like, hello, girl. What is you doing? I'm trying, and it's Sunday. I'm trying to refrain. You know what I'm
Call
saying?
on the
But I
Lord
just
now,
want people to
Santana.
really, really get serious about life. Get serious. It's
Yeah.
time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. And that's how I felt going out of the year last year with the Lord. Really, He's been dealing with me for a little while now. But oh, baby, when I tell you it was so strong on me, like just all last year, it was so strong on me. But going out of the year, last year, it was just like ride or die. It was like ride or die. Just like you said, do you want to die as things are, or do you want to have a more meaningful existence? Do you want to? Yeah, because I mean, you are living life, Kedra. You are. But is that really meaningful? Is that really, when you really know that you can have such an impact in a way because you know it.
Yeah.
You know it. Nobody has to tell it to you. You know it. And when you know that, God, He doesn't allow you to settle, He doesn't allow you to stay comfortable. He really continues to put this pressure on you that wakes you up and enlightens your soul, that you start feeling like you're a burning, and you start feeling guilty that you're not, your existence is not worth anything. And that's how I was feeling. I was feeling like, look, man, this is a waste. I'm waking up every day and this is not what I am supposed to be doing. Okay. It's lasting for a little while. I find some growth in it, but then it's shut down.
So the
Like,
thing about that is you have to find something that you can do every day and not get tired of. When I have consultations with people and they talk about, well, I want to open a business. And I say, what kind of business? I don't know. And I always tell them, think of something that you can wake up and do
every,
every single day and not get tired of.
yeah.
So now everything that I'm doing right now, like I can do it with no effort. I don't feel like, oh, I gotta go into the office. Like I don't feel like that because I'm excited and I'm happy to do what I do. It all revolves around helping people.
Yes.
All my businesses are essential. These are things that people actually need, from credit repair to real estate to housing, grants, and things like that. Those are things that people need in their everyday life.
Yeah.
So
And
I
that's
feel great about helping them.
Yeah, and that's basically what it was. Like he was basically telling me all year last year, like, you have a more meaningful purpose in life, and it's time for you to line up with what I've called you to do. Okay, you play, I let you play. I let you do all of that stuff that you wanted to do, and you did it. Like, I let you touch it, I let you play around with it. Now it's time for you to do all of the things that I've called you to do. And just like you said, it's been so rewarding. It's been so rewarding. It feels so good. I don't ever complain about doing it. I the other day I did 3 interviews in one day, like back to back. I didn't complain.
Aw.
Like I didn't. I was excited every time I got on. I was like, "Hey, it's your girl."
And that's the
Like,
same energy you had when I met you. I will never forget you. I will never forget the day that we met. You were so bubbly, and I'm like, oh yeah, she's gonna be good. She's
yes,
gonna
well,
be
thank
good.
you.
So,
Yes,
so
thank
I
you.
am
Holy
excited
Spirit.
for you.
Thank you. I'm excited for you as well, my friend. Yes, I just thank God, girl. I couldn't even have imagined that I would be doing some of the things that I'm doing right now, but going out of the year last year, I had myself a blast in Orneville, Louisiana with my family. I did. I had a blast because I knew, and then I had a blast with my friends at a later date because I knew that I was getting ready to get serious about what God wanted me to do. And I just wasn't going to say no anymore. And I knew that I was going to have to separate myself in some things. And so I had fun with them. And when January, even with my children would tell you, like my 2 oldest kids, they'll tell you I gave them some specific things that they were going to have to do for my peace so that I could pursue God's path, that I could pursue my purpose, the things that He wanted from me. And I knew He wanted it from me. So they also had to line up for me to do what I
Right.
needed to do.
Well, those are part of your sacrifices. So, in order to get to the next level in life, we have to sacrifice some
Sacrifice.
things. And I think that is one of the reasons some people don't make it to that next level
They are
because they're
afraid.
not willing to make that sacrifice.
Yep.
And sometimes that sacrifice is things we really just don't want to let go of.
Yeah.
Relationships, friends, just toxic interactions and things that are so fun and delightful to us, to we're just like, God, really? You want me to leave him?
Yes.
Like it's
Oh
just things
God.
that don't make sense to us, but it's a direct order. And when
Yeah.
you disobey direct orders, you know what happened next.
Girl,
So
that's it. That's that word, obedience. Obedience.
yes, yes.
Yep. And so being obedient, so specifically with my children. I'll speak on that because that's my children and I can speak on it. Okay. So being obedient to that, my children has shaped up. My children has shaped up. Okay. Things that I have been praying about for years with my children in a
Aw.
short period of time, my obedience to the Spirit of God telling me, look, this is what you're going to tell them children. This is what you're going to tell them because I'm calling you to do some greater things. This is what you're going to tell them. And that's it. And I did it. And it hurted me to do it, but I did it. And since I've done it, I have seen some growth in my children. Didn't know
It
what the
starts
outcome was going
here.
to be.
Please believe they're watching you, and you never want to be the parent that when your child grows up, they have scars, childhood
Yeah.
scars, or they have guilt about you not being as, an active parent or doing what you were supposed to do for them to have a better future. So it starts here. You're doing the right thing.
Yeah, girl.
And they wake up, they straighten up and fly right too. So
Yeah.
you're doing the right thing.
Yes. Girl, God is so good. So amazing. Okay, so this was the question I kind of heard you speaking on earlier, but I know you so quick on your feet, girl. You got another answer for us.
Girl, you not just be babbling.
Yes.
I love it. This is my thing.
Okay. How did you feel as you were writing your story?
So it was an up and down feeling that I had. And I'll say that because some of those things, like I mentioned earlier, were things that I suppressed. And I literally forgot about them. I forgot they happened. I forgot it existed. I forgot I was there. But as I wrote that chapter, it kind of made me feel good as well because I'm like, look at where I am today.
Yes.
And that story is necessary for many people that are either going through that problem or have been there before. So it kind of was like a weight lifted off my back to be able to just, I got that out. It feels
Yes.
good. So I know the people that are reading it, they're going to be able to relate had they had that same situation happen to them. So I felt good. It was
Yeah.
a double-edged sword. It was like one side was the poker and one side was the recipient. But hey, I feel great. I can't wait to get the
Yeah.
book selling, and I can't wait for everyone to read and see my transformation.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. This beautiful butterfly that y'all show them wings, girl. Let them see them wings.
Girl, look at it. Hey, what I know. See, now you're gonna make me act ghetto.
Yes, that's what I want.
No, that is not what you
That's what
want.
I want. I gotta see a little bit of that on the
I'm
authentic.
gonna save that for Babes and Boots in Texas. I'm gonna save that for Texas. So everybody watching, you got to get a ticket to Babes and Boots. You
Yes,
have to come out to Houston for sure.
absolutely. Yes,
Yes,
it's going down.
it's going down.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so how do you feel now that you have wrote your story?
Relieved. I actually feel relieved, and this goes back to what we talked about with mental illness. Some things I have never shared with people. And I have never had a chance to just let out because of fear of being judged or, someone looking at me in a different manner. And I don't want that because it's like I've gotten to where I need to be and I'm still working on, even being better than I am today. But I have gotten to the place of acceptance in my life where I accept my mistakes. I'm actually happy that I went through what I went through. And I say that proudly. I say that very proudly because had I not endured what I endured, I wouldn't be where I am today.
That's right.
God made my life 3 times harder to get every accomplishment, every certification, every license, everything that I have. It was like 3 times harder for me
Yes.
because of mistakes that I made in the past. But guess what? I won't make them same mistakes again. So it was a learning experience. So I just encourage people to just live beyond your past. Stop dwelling there. And if there's people around you that knows about your past and they want to keep bringing it up, let them go because they are an interference with your projection. You cannot project with people like that around you.
Yeah, that's negative.
Yes, that's negative
And
energy. We don't need it.
yeah, and obviously, they're either dealing with. I'm not gonna say they don't love you because we operate sometimes with spirits that just aren't conducive to our well-being, and it shows, it comes out. So some in those instances they may be dealing with spirits that's not allowing them to be as genuine and real with you as they need to be. And so just let them
Yes.
let
But
them
it's hard sometimes because you have dealings with people that you guys relate in other areas.
That's
They
it.
may not support you. They may be the person that's always bringing up negative things, but this might be your buddy in another area. And it's like we hold on to those other areas, but then it's time for you to make a sacrifice. What's greater,
That's
your
it.
progression or your dealings with them?
Back to that sacrifice.
And people are, and even when it comes to support, sometimes your own peer circle will not support you.
Hmm.
They will not support your growth and your transformation. When you change, the first thing they're saying is you're acting funny, but you're not acting funny. You're just getting some clarity and getting your mental space in order.
Hmm.
You have to disconnect yourself from certain people in order to grow. And
Yeah.
they don't understand that. People are so selfish these days, so they only see things for what it's worth in regards to it benefiting them. But they
Yeah.
don't think about you have to do things that benefits you. This
Hmm.
is your life.
Yeah.
And you have to learn to love yourself and do what works for you.
Yeah. You're supposed to spend your whole life making it about them. You know, yeah, you're not supposed to, take the time for yourself to, really become who you're supposed to be. So if it takes you having to pull back for a period of time to self-reflect and to make
Mhm.
some changes, necessary adjustments, then they're not okay with that because, oh, you acting funny, are you this or you that. No, I'm not acting funny. I'm gonna come meet y'all and eat some crawfish and stuff later. Right now I am, girl, I'm on a mission. Okay.
Absolutely.
I want a home. I want this. I want that. Like I'm trying to be better for my children. I only, life is short. Life is short. We don't know the day nor the hour. And so who has time to make my life about you?
Absolutely.
I don't have time to make my life about you, baby. I have only enough time to make my life about me and my children, my mother, and God. Ultimately, God, what He wants from me. Because what He wants from me is what's going to correct everything else, what's going to give me the desires of my heart. So it's time to evaluate your circle when people start acting like that. When people start
Yeah.
acting like that, it's time to evaluate your circle. And for me, it just don't even matter. If you're acting like that, then you're showing me who you really are. Because anytime one of my friends that I love or family member decide that they're gonna make a conscious decision to do something to better themselves, I support them. I support them.
As you should. And what I noticed too, and I've had a situation where people feels like it's bragging when you post your endeavors and your accomplishments, or when you're talking about things that you've done, when really you do that to kind of inspire others or to put some fire under somebody else's behind to let them know, okay, this is my time, let me get up and get out. But some people look at it in a sense of that you're bragging, or that you're quote unquote doing too much. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the culture, the society that we live in today is so, it's just different. It's different. And I feel like social media is has a lot to do with it. You can literally get on social media and be anybody that you want to be, but who are you for real? Who
Exactly.
are you in real life? And a lot of times you're doing things for social media and we know you for real.
Yeah.
We know you.
We know you.
We
Okay.
know you. So yeah, we just have to normalize being real.
Yeah.
We
That's
have to normalize that. And that's why I talk the way that I do. Like, I've been watching my mouth so I don't cuss on your show. But usually what comes up comes out. And I think people need that.
hmm
People need that. People need that raw, genuine, uncut, unfiltered relationship with somebody. Somebody's who's gonna really tell them, girl, you've been effing up.
say it again,
You
girl.
need to get it together. Yes, you need an accountability partner, somebody
Yes,
who's gonna put you in your place to where you're not offended when they tell you to get it together.
yes.
So and I enjoy being that to people, to the ones that can take it.
To the ones that can take it,
To the
baby.
ones that can take
Okay,
it, yes.
that's right. That's absolutely
Yes.
correct. So yeah, that was part of my whole authentic thing. It was to be real. When I decided that I was going to, pursue God's purpose, it's like the Spirit of God told me, and I want you to be real. I want you to show up and I want you to be authentic. And when I received that, I was like, you know what? Yes, because I don't want to be uncomfortable. I don't want to show up expecting to help people heal and cross over, but then I have to stand in front of them and act like I'm something that I'm not. I want to be able to reach people where I'm at. I'm a work in progress. I am not, baby, look, I'm still working. Okay. And so my walk is very authentic. It is very transparent. And so I'm starting to live like that. And it's starting to become more and more comfortable that I don't have to show up somewhere and act like I'm not doing something that I'm actually doing. Like what sense
Absolutely.
does that make? What sense does that make? It makes no sense to me to be somewhere and be totally uncomfortable because I'm worried about what people are going to say. Because I'm on this whole movement, because, oh, well, if she's called herself a motivational speaker or if she's doing all of this stuff, she putting herself in a public light, well, then she can't be doing that. Who said that? Who said that
Exactly.
I couldn't enjoy myself? Who said that I couldn't do these
Absolutely.
things? God is working on Kedra, okay? And as he wants to decrease those things in me, he's gonna deal with me the way that he needs to deal with me, and he's doing it, and he's been doing it for a while, and I've, as you can see, the growth.
And I'm gonna tell you, have your fun. Make time for
I
yourself.
do. I do.
Yes, have your fun, because
Do
people think
I?
that when you're doing a certain thing, or if you're a mother or a wife or a business owner, you can't do this, you can't go there, you can't wear this. Let me tell you, baby, I wear what I want to wear. I go where I want to go. I do what I want to do. And I'm still a real estate broker. I'm still a financial consultant, a mother, a wife, an actress, an artist. I'm still all of that. So where I went last night does not take away from my accolades. It does
and
not.
I'm still I'm still a daughter of the king, and I still wear a royal crown of
Absolutely.
favor. Okay, and nobody, no one, no one determines that but him. So
Yes.
I'm not worried about people anymore. They can say whatever they want to say. They don't determine my walk. They don't determine my faith. They don't determine my blessings. Only God gives me that. And so it's all authentic. Okay. And I encourage everybody that's tuned in,
Perfect.
and for the people that's gonna tune in later, to tap into that thing, because it's beautiful, honey. Okay.
Yes, it
It's
is.
peaceful, it's beautiful. And when you let down that layer, it's just like a whole nother world. It's a whole nother world. God doesn't intend for you to be perfect. He never intended for you to be perfect. He knows that the errors are gonna be there. What he intends for you to do is to do better.
Yes,
Okay.
and to walk by faith and not by sight.
That's right.
So at the end of the day, being yourself feels so much better than being
Yes.
an imposter.
Oh my God.
You can sleep easy knowing you were yourself.
Say it again, Santanna.
Sleep easy knowing you was being a real, you know, you was being real.
Oh my goodness, girl. All right. So, what do you want your readers to gain through reading your story?
Let go. Just let go. Let go and be free. It's a moment of freedom. We have to learn how to be free.
Mhm.
You are in places that there's always going to be somebody doing worse off than you, and
Mhm.
somebody that went through way more than you. It's time to let go. Like, my whole chapter is surrounded around letting go of your past, letting go of your scars, letting go of your flaws, and accepting yourself and loving yourself for who you are. Because if you can't love you, how do you expect somebody else to love you? And you can't respect you, how do you expect somebody else to respect you? So just live your life in purpose. do what you need to do, and make sure. What happened, Kedra? Let me see. Are we still on?
Oh yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
You see, girl, you got to keep
Girl,
going,
I said,
girl.
wait a minute, what's she?
Yeah.
Look, I know that there was a lot. They just take Kedra away from me like this. I know you lying. I know you lying. Listen, I'm a real estate broker, not a show host. I can't do this. Where's Kedra? No. I was finna tag somebody in on this show. Where's Ashley or somebody? No, ma'am.
Beautiful butterfly. Here I am.
Yes, I am out of my cocoon. I'm free.
Yes, girl. Such
Yes.
a blessing to be free and out of that cocoon, honey.
Yes.
Yes. When I met you too, though, it was like a breath of fresh air. When you walked in the room, I did not know who exactly you were, of course. It was a room full of women that nobody knew each other. But it was after you got on the mic. I could tell you had a little thug in your soul. I got a little thug in my soul. I say, hold on, I gotta go talk to her. I gotta go find Santanna. Hold on, where's she at? So I knew we were gonna be cool, and it was gonna be a vibe. So it was definitely a pleasure meeting you, man. I was just like, man, it was such an intriguing atmosphere,
It
just like
was.
all of these like boss women in a room. It's just like, where do I start? It's just like,
Yes.
hold on, and you just happen to be one of the women that I started with, because I definitely felt that connection, like, it was some trill, like, what up though?
Thank you so much. I felt the same way with you. And
Yeah,
that event, to be honest, sparked so many flames in me. Like, I was not
me too.
prepared to take on speaking platforms. I was actually a little shy
Okay.
as far as speaking amongst, large groups of people and just certain things. I just didn't want anybody to know. And I'm just so private. That's how I was raised. You don't tell everybody your business, and you tell them what you want them to know. But at the end of the day, I will say, sitting in that room with so many women and hearing those stories and seeing the emotion and feeling the energy was like, it's time.
Yes.
That was a life-changing moment for me. I am excited about Houston. I can't wait to get to Houston. I can't wait to be a part of the event, the turn up, the connections, everything. I'm excited about it all.
Like all of it. And especially when you've already been a part of it, you can get so excited for it. You can just like,
Yes.
oh, I can't wait. you know
Yes.
and then Ashley got the people living large and taking charge, baby.
Baby, I'm living in that house too for 2 days. They got me fucked up. No, I mean, I didn't mean to cuss on your. I'm going there. That house is beautiful. I'm going right there, right with them. I'm be living large and
The
taking charge.
first to Grace. To
Okay.
Grace, honey, the authentic
I'm
podcast.
coming with my little
You,
cutouts
you
and my
have made
cards.
you have made history.
Baby. I am coming. You hear me?
Yes. Oh
And
Lord.
I'm coming to tell my story. And we're
Yeah.
going to have these books in heavy rotation. So it's going to be great. It's going to be a great moment for all of us.
Yes, it
I
will.
can feel it. Yes.
Yes, girl. When I seen that house, I was like, hold on, this is the type of house I'm trying to live in. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? You trying to
Okay.
get me over there so I don't want to leave? Like, what you got going on? What kind of trap you got
But you
going on?
need that. You need to go in and see so you can be motivated. Like, okay, this is what I need to be working towards.
Yeah, exactly. Girl,
Yes. And by the way, I can get you pre approved. Don't worry. Hmm.
ritzy.
Yes,
I know,
yes.
I know
Get
all the
all
places.
my viewers. I can get you guys pre-approved for a mortgage if you're ready, or if you're not ready, call me and I can get you ready.
That girl say,
We
even
can
if
work
you're not
towards it.
ready.
Even if you're not ready, I
What
know
up,
what to do
though?
to get you ready. You hear me? So it's going down.
She got what it takes, even if you're not ready. Okay,
Listen,
that's what I'm talking about. I told y'all, baby, the
dreams do
ultimate
come
hustler,
true.
the ultimate hustler.
Mm-hmm.
You
I
remember that
want all
show,
the rotten
The
seeds,
Ultimate
huh?
Hustler? Do you remember that show,
Yes,
The
yes,
Ultimate
I do.
Hustler? Yes, you
Yes,
would have
I
been
do.
perfect, perfect for it.
I would have loved to be on the Ultimate Hustler.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so share an insert from your story that can get us excited. I mean, they're already excited. I've been saying this every time I'm getting ready to say this, make this statement. I
Hmm.
already know that everybody's already excited. They can't tell me that they're not, but just get them even more excited. Okay. So
Okay.
share an insert from your story that can get us excited to read your chapter.
Well, I don't want to share too much. I already feel like I spilled enough tea, but I do want to talk more about my calling. Like that calling was a bad do for me. I was not ready to accept it, and I had to go through a phase of accepting it. And I want you guys to read about it because I know there are many other people that are going through that phase that I went through,
Yes.
trying to figure out their purpose and trying to figure out what do I do with my life. And then when your life is a revolving door and you end up back in the same situation time after time after time again. And I mentioned in the chapter, I said I prayed about it. I asked God, I said, if I'm doing something wrong, um, change me.
Yes.
And I didn't change. So it wasn't that I was doing anything wrong. I didn't know how to accept what my calling was. My calling was to deal with these rotten seeds. And I love rotten seeds. And that's why my chapter is rotten seeds still grow, because it's because of people like me that are able to accept them and nourish them and plant those seeds and water them, watch them grow. And what I tell y'all, let them go.
Let them go.
Let them go, because you cannot be in everybody's life forever. That was the pain for me because I wanted to be there. Like, well, we friends now. Where you going? But it's not like that. You have to do whatever your calling is, and you have to be in acceptance of exactly what it is.
Yes.
And I have another calling that I haven't quite tapped into. I keep running from it. It involves children, and I started doing financial literacy training for children
Hmm.
with the youth. But I feel that there's something a little more purposeful for me to do for the youth.
Hmm.
I haven't quite tapped into that part yet, but that's we'll say that for a later date.
Yes.
Yes.
It's coming. You can't run from it, baby.
Oh, I know. These kids keep popping up there at my house every weekend.
Yeah. You can't run from it, It's just like
Yes,
the rotten seeds. You tried to run from it.
absolutely.
Could you run from it? You
I
couldn't.
could not.
It it,
I could
it
not.
chased you down.
I
It
could
chased
not.
you down and made you fall command. So it's the same thing with whatever this other thing is. It's definitely gonna grow and flourish. So, and I think you'll do an amazing job with it because you're very
Thank
passionate about
you.
the things that you pursue. The ultimate hustler.
Thank you.
So I
Yeah, and I
can't wait.
want you guys to kind of watch out for my upcoming projects. Also, I actually just landed a leading role in a film, so I'm gonna be Dallas in a film. My daughter actually has a role in the film, also as my daughter in the
Oh, look
film.
at
So yes, look
that.
out for that. We have that upcoming project. And then in addition to this book, I have two other books. No Credit. It's a credit book about basically how to restore your own credit
Okay.
and sustain good credit. And then I have a book called Sanctuary. And Sanctuary, it's a kind of a hood tale, but it has a great spin-off. It's something very educational and something that I think everybody should want to read and just see the journey of the young lady in the book and know she's not me. I let a couple people read it and they're like, "Is this you?" And I said, "Nah, that's not me." But it's very interesting and I would love it if everybody, tapped in and got a copy and read it, of course.
Absolutely, yes. Well, your your team is gonna support you, so absolutely let us know. Send the information over. Do you think we can get some more light of you? I mean,
Is it dark?
how can
Let
all
me
this
see.
brightness not be seen?
Let me see. Let me turn my light on. Okay. Is that better?
I mean, thank you so much.
I'm so sorry. I should have had and I wasn't quite prepared. I should have had my background ready and everything. As you can see, I'm at home in my home office. So
It's good, girl. It's good. It's not even about all of that. It's all about
yeah,
what is coming out and dispersed into the atmosphere. So that is what it's
yeah.
about. For
And
the
I
people.
appreciate you for having me here. I
Oh,
had so much
absolutely.
fun with you, and even though we had a little rough start, but it worked out perfect.
What did I tell you about that enemy? Okay.
That he a lie.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
he's a lie.
He's a liar, honey. I say we start at 5:30. We still going live. He don't control nothing over
Okay,
here. I know he don't control nothing over nothing I got going on. So
not at
we
all.
going live, okay?
Okay.
My makeup gonna still be intact. My spirit still gonna be intact. My smile gonna still be intact. And the message will
Everything.
still be delivered. So he ain't got no control whatsoever. So yeah, thank you so very much, my beautiful friend,
You
sister,
are more than welcome.
best-selling book author.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, girl. I'm so excited. I guess I'm now going to get myself ready for my interview because I'm done interviewing all of you beautiful queens. I'm gonna get
So
myself
who's going to interview you?
Ashley
Okay,
interview
okay,
me. Yes,
okay,
Ashley Key is gonna interview me. We don't have it scheduled yet, but
okay,
posted. And I'll interview her as well. So she has to have her interview. And then
okay.
you do know that the other authors are going to interview with her in the upcoming
Mm-hmm.
week.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So,
It's gonna be fun.
yeah, girl. So, where is Lamar? First of all,
Child, let me tell you, he's somewhere getting rid of that bag. Lamar is a very interesting character. That
girl.
BMF story, that's from here, from
Mhm,
Detroit. So
mhm.
I really want to know who the real Lamar is. I can't believe this man was terrorizing me
Yeah,
on Tara
vicious.
like that.
When I tell you vicious, look,
Okay. I
vicious,
want to know who the real Lamar is.
yes,
But
ma'am.
needless to
Absolutely.
say, it was a lot of fun working on set with them. It was a lot of fun.
I'm sure it
And
was.
Monique, she was such a beauty to work with.
Yes, Monique
Yeah.
has just through watching her, I've never been in, her presence or like any concert or any show or anything, but just through like television, she has like a very pure and authentic spirit.
And that is the perfect definition of her. She was so normal. You would have
Hmm.
never thought this is the Monique, at all. She was so pure, friendly, positive. She was everything. She was an
Yes,
honor to work with.
yes. So you tell Meech I said.
What you want me to tell him, girl?
Girl, you tell Meech I said. Baby, look.
He just said, "What up?"
Girl, what up, though?
I got you. I got you.
He's another little interesting character. I said, baby, he is just so feisty, honey. He don't nothing back him down. And so he is actually playing his father. Is that correct?
He is, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it is. He's doing a great job, if you ask me. He's really, really playing that role very
He is
well.
playing the hell out of that role.
Yes, he is. Okay, so who's your favorite, Meech or Tariq? Do you watch Power?
Meech.
Okay.
Okay. Didn't I just tell you to tell him I said what up?
Okay. Listen, say less. Say less.
Girl. So are you
Okay.
done with the show?
Well, they have season 3, and I haven't tapped into being on there, but I think I may.
Okay.
I think I may. I just have to find some time with everything else that I'm doing, and we'll be filming the last week of April for the new film that I'm in. It's called Love All Over Me,
Okay.
and that's going to take up some of my time. So from that, and then Babes and Boots being Babes and Boots, I call it Boots,
It's okay.
Babes and Boots being right after. My time is going to be a little limited. So
Yes. Because my girl got things to do. You heard? You understand?
okay, Okay.
Okay. My girl is now flying. That beautiful butterfly is just, you
Okay.
know what's crazy when you said that? Because my daughter, Amiri, that's what I call her. And I've called her that from a little girl because she just would fly. She would soar, and she just reminds me of a butterfly.
Aw.
So I call her a butterfly. I still call her that. The other day when we were on the phone, when she called the phone, I answered and I was like, "Hey, butterfly."
That's so cute. I call
Yeah.
my daughter baby doll. She's like
Yes.
a baby doll. But
Hmm.
yes.
Yep. So it was a pleasure, Santana. I wish we could stay on here and just run it. You know what I'm saying? But we
Okay.
have to get on our cellular devices
Okay.
and keep in touch a little more often. Just check up on each other. But it was a
Okay.
pleasure. It was definitely a pleasure having you on the Authentic Podcast. We do want to thank all of our viewers. We want to continue to promote and pump you guys up for Creative for Greatness, the Bates and Boots edition. Okay. Telling y'all, that thing is banging. Like, these stories are going to change lives. We know it. It is carved in stone. Jesus said so. Okay. We receive it in our spirit. We are best-selling authors in the almighty name of Jesus. We continue to believe it. Everything that we have planted is for purpose. And we know and we believe that souls are going to be impact, okay, for the good. People are going to connect with these stories and their lives are going to change. Someone who they know, like Santanna said earlier, life is going to change. And so that's the seeds that we have planted in good ground. So there has to be some
Definitely.
growth to come from that. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. The next seat that you will see and experience will be that of Ashley Key. Thank you guys so much. As always, keep it real.
Because I just wanted to be Kedra. That's it. I'm just Kedra. I'm not bothering nobody. I'm just Kedra. Okay? And the things I still have to deal with because I still deal with it. I still deal with it. It is not going anywhere. I just know how to handle it.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, they can play with me if they want to. Okay? But I am that heat that they gonna feel on the hottest day in Louisiana because I'm gonna keep showing up as Kedra Antoinette Lawson, and that's what you gonna do too.
All right.
You're not gonna let people shame you and put you down because you just wanna be yourself.